let's talk population census. A population census is an official count of a country's people and their characteristics necessary for planning, budgeting, and governance. But in Nigeria, the estimates swing between 220 and over 300 million, making effective planning difficult. The president of the Senate, Akpabio, has called this absence of reliable data as a national embarrassment. Speaking during a meeting with the National Population Commission, Senator Akpabio called for an immediate census, stressing that no country can plan effectively on guesswork, which is very, very true. Now, the last time we had a census was 19 years ago, which is 2006, which is quite shocking. But do you agree with the Senate President?
It's go beyond the issue of agreement. It's just stating the obvious.
Stating the obvious? Stating
the obvious. With the essence of census is for you to plan. And we cannot continue to say over 200 million, over 200 million.
Yeah.
It's looking like we're very lazy. But this is journalist hangout, where we go, you know, deeper than what...
Yeah, we don't just scratch it at the surface. We dig deeper.
Basically, the issue of census is deeply political. Deeply political, deeply ethnic biased, and that's where we are.
Should that be the case?
If not that, census should be taken seriously like our election every 4 years. So if the book says it should be done every 10 years, why do we make it about, you know, if this administration is not pleased, if this administration is from this particular part of the country, therefore they cannot be trusted? Whatever it is, that 10 years should be sacrosanct.
Sure.
Because whether we like it or not, different presidents from different tribes will always be in the aim of affairs.
Absolutely.
So why don't we stop this, pardon my language, this nonsense? Because we were close to doing it the last time.
Yes.
For whatever reasons, there was a lot of suspicion and it was dropped. Now, the Senate President is saying this. How are we going to take him seriously to get it done? Because as far as the census that we should be done, we're as good as starting even tomorrow.
Absolutely.
But the political consideration, it's really, really mad. And you also not blame those people who have their fears, because in the past, the way figures are concocted,
the credibility
are quite
factor.
Embarrassing. But this is where technology comes in. And I think the national census quite have it correctly this time around.
Okay.
You understand? The technology is there to ensure a high level of credibility. But like they always say, it is still going to be manned by human beings.
Human beings, absolutely.
But those human beings needs to be supervised, needs to be censored, so that we don't
the margin of error won't be more than 2%. Okay.
Exactly.
But we need to go on this quick break. And when we return, we're going to be coming to you. Why have we not had a census? We'll be back after this break. Don't go anywhere. Still Journalist Hangout. Have we not been able to conduct census? I mean, for us to plan for the future. Why? 19 years.
Well, I think we need to call our leaders in those 19 years to come and explain certain things to us. Because if this is a matter that is embedded in the laws, then it means we should hold them to account. It's not something that it's not something that should be debatable. It's there. You must do this.
Every 10 years.
So why have we not done it? They should come and explain to us. Because like I said in our first discussion, we are having a problem now with funding. If you recall, the last time the census people showed up, led by Alhaji Kwara, in the villa, what the president told them simply was, this budget you have brought to me is not worth spending on census. Basically, because you ask yourself, why did we wait this long? Added to that is the fact that at some point in 2023, the federal government awarded a contract to Xerox Technologies
Okay.
to provide all the IT components
Okay.
of the census. That contract was 85 billion naira. Xerox did. So what happened to those things? Are we saying they are outdated, that we can't use them for this census?
Absolutely.
Are we saying that the manpower we do not have? The worst that will happen is you tell the NYSC the entire batch, maybe stream A or stream B, going into camp, should be made available for the census. Government is already paying them.
Absolutely.
You don't need more than tea money or something, maybe some stipend for these people to do the work. But it is obvious, like you said, that we're at a point where politics is determining so many things for us.
Which should not be.
You get to a point where a leader says, okay, if I do these things, these people, this part of the country won't vote for me again. So why must I do it? Or if I do it, this part of the country will hate me. Why must I do it?
And they kick the can down.
And then you push it to the next government. Added to that is this, if you ask me. If we've been a serious country, do we even need to count ourselves every 10 years? Do we need to? If we count this year, what we need to do is to back it up with technology. Every child that you give birth to, go and register. Everybody who dies, go and register. I don't know.
And with our database,
have you
exactly.
heard of the US doing census in the last, say, 10, 20 years?
I get you.
Have you had any other serious country? But because the way we used to behave, we have applied it to our census. Before now, every 4 years, you hear everybody go and register, election is coming. I've not registered the last 2 cycles of election. When are we going to get there in terms of technology? When you go to the Federal Road Safety now, the moment you are able to do your initial driver's license, you don't need to go back there for life again.
Because the data
because
is
the
already
database is there.
Captured.
So why are we not being serious? And when people talk about it, they say to us that Nigeria has some of the best IT brains and hands.
Exactly.
So what are we doing with them? Are we incapable of tapping our own talents?
We have Alaba Alape calling in from Lagos. Alaba, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Good evening, Father.
Yeah. Good evening.
And I did it to get there. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Permit me to quickly go to the issue of security that we mentioned before. I think the only solution that
Oh, I think we're having
That
network
network is
challenges. We're sorry. But let me come to you. Now, back then in secondary school, my economics book, the Malthusian theory, okay, propounded by Reverend Malthus, he said that if population remains unchecked, human population will grow at a geometric progression and food production will grow at an arithmetic progression. That's in economics. Now, what will it take to conduct a credible census that will be accepted by all? That will be accepted by the North, the South, the West, the East. What will it take?
You see, it's not that we're outsourcing our brain to technology, but technology has come to help us solve a lot of problems.
And make it easier.
Like he has talked about biometrics in other climes. I don't want to be too personal here, so that I don't mention some names.
Yeah.
When your child, most of our people who go abroad, your child gets, integrated into the system. You understand? And there is a national identity that will be issued for your child. That child is already counted. So it's not like the estimate is becoming embarrassing. Maybe that's what the
Senate President is exactly
pointing out. So the way forward, if we have not gotten it right, maybe they've not worked closely with NIMC, they've not worked closely with the immigration who are working on our passport. Let's start it now with this census that will be done.
Okay.
Let's integrate it. Let our biometrics be uniform. Let us have a central processing. You see, trust me, there is nothing that is impossible in this country. I will tell you something. I remember when we wanted to go and cover the presidential inauguration in Abuja. Immediately we submitted our names, with our phone number, all our credentials came out. Do you understand? It means we know the way forward. Let's not pretend about it.
We not
a lot of
using it
people are looking forward to make money from this, but whatever it is that we have not done right, let's start this time around. And let's rejig our constitution, our laws to say that we don't need to do it every 10 years, because it is already a breach of the constitution for us not to be doing it every 10 years. Yeah. But having done that, let us do the needful by putting these things and making it easy. When we touch the system, we know our population.
No.
When we touch, we know that this child has become 10 years this year. And
I like that you're looking at technology. Now, how do you think we can make use of, the use of artificial intelligence to conduct credible census? I mean, there are some places that that we can't get to. How about drones, robots, to get to some places and get people counted for credibility?
Unfortunately, those are not things that you can strictly apply in this own situation.
In our crime.
Because you want to do physical counting, not a drone just flying over or something.
And giving us figure. We need to
whether
know
you
the
go
demography.
Yes, whether you go to the south or to the north. One religion, which is Islam, forbids you from seeing women who are in Poda. It does. So what we need is to be truthful to ourselves. Bring out everybody. Let them count. Don't hear voices from behind the door. Don't hear voices from behind the door. Let people...
Because they need to plan for those people.
Absolutely.
We need to plan. We really need to plan. And then it is now time for us, like I said earlier, to begin to implement some of the laws that we have. We have the Birth, Death, etc. Compulsory Registration Act.
Yes.
That gives penalties for you having a child.
All right,
just
apologies. I apologize. Alakpe calling in from Lagos. Thank you so much for joining us. He's back.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, clearer now.
Yes, clearer now.
Quickly say this. Yes, for us to have a good census count, let people from here go and count people in the north. Why bring people from the north to come and count people here? We get the actual figure. But we are asking the people in the north to count people in the north. I think it might not, we may not get the real fact. And if you ask the people in the south to count the people in the south, we might not get real fact. Let's do this. Take people from the south, go and count them there. Take people from the south, go and count them here. We will get real fact. And lastly, the issue of insecurity. The only solution that can help us to fight security is for us to go overall in state police. Aside from state police, I don't think we can go well in insecurity.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, in rounding of this conversation, we've established that, population census should be conducted every 10 years. And the margin of error should not be more than 2%. But in Nigeria, sometimes the margin of error could be huge. Now, how can this be corrected?
See, irrespective of the fact that we have emphasized technology as the way forward, technology goes a long way to check anomalies.
Exactly.
Let's not deny that.
Exactly.
We also need strong leadership. Strong leadership. We've seen few individuals there who have risen above the board to say that no, things must be done rightly, things must be done, in a very clear and transparent manner. Even the controversial JAM registrar, which some people are calling for his head, over time, I dare to say it, he has also proven to be a man who can be trusted. So which means that we have leaders in Nigeria, we have individuals in Nigeria who can drive this process, because census issue is a very serious issue.
Yes.
For me, it's even more important than election.
Very much
Because
more so.
these individuals will come and go.
Yeah,
but we need figures. We need accurate figures. We need close to, like you said, I don't know why you love the 2%. That's okay.
The margin of error.
That's okay.
We don't even want that error. We want
Exactly. We can have zero.
Exactly.
If it is technology, it is technology. If you get 100, it is 100. Let's not concord the figure. Like you said, let's not speak through the door. Let's count these numbers. It is about the reality.
Absolutely.
Maybe when that law was written, there was no anticipation of this technology. But this time around, population has got to be accurate. You know, even in other religions, you remember in Israel, they don't count women, they don't count children. But if you want to count them now, you have to count everybody.
Absolutely.
Because women must be planned for, children must be planned for.
Absolutely.
Those taboos are no longer taboos now.
All right then, let's move straight to our